Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. Today I am back with a 2-page layout. This is project 2 of the Beach Party Scrapbooking workshop. So with Close to My Heart, they have a scrapbooking workshop and a card making workshop where you get all the products needed for, at least for the scrapbooking workshop, 3 2-page layouts and instructions, cutting instructions, and everything else. To put the layouts together. I have found that I have just kind of not been motivated. Things have just been going on this summer that have kind of kept me from scrapbooking, and so I don't really feel that creative right now. And this is a great kind of way to get back into the She Shed and back into scrapbooking where I don't really have to think too much, but I can put the layouts together. So with this layout, I did change a couple of things. They wanted just to use the whole capri paper here, but I didn't want to waste the whole thing. And so I decided to gut it, and that just allowed me to have more for backing photos and whatnot, instead of wasting the 12 by 12 paper. Another thing is I really wanted more of that sunshine paper. That is an exclusive paper to the scrapbooking workshop. I wanted more of it to show at the top. And so what I did is I actually went into my stash. I have a pile of papers that I have gone through paper pads and picked out the ones that I won't use or I don't think I will use. And so I decided to use one of those as kind of just a base for piecing this layout together. So with this project 2, there are lots of kind of strips across the bottom here, and it's just a die cut sheet. You just kind of rip them off the paper, and then you can just line them up like the photo, or like the, I guess, the photo of the layout. I wanted to make sure I just kind of did the same order and whatnot. One thing I am changing as well are the sizes of my photos. You can see there that it does list out project 1, project 2, project 3, and what size photos you need for each project. The thing I love about these is that you don't have to follow the directions that closely. I think I cut those maybe 3 by 4, 4 by 5. Now I don't know what I cut them. And then the middle one I did cut down to, I think, a 3 by 3. So they wanted you also just to single back the photos, and lately I have been double backing them, all of them pretty much. I just like the way that the white helps the photo pop a little bit when you have it either on a solid piece of cardstock or a patterned paper. I just feel like it helps the photo stick out more. And then I decided again to do the same thing with the middle one. However, since I gutted that capri paper, I went ahead and decided to use that capri paper for the middle photo. I just want to make sure that I had enough of this, yellow. I want to say it's Sundance. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it's called. But I want to make sure I had enough for page 1, since I am kind of changing up the size of the photos and kind of, I follow the layout pretty closely, but like I said, I did change a couple of things. So this is where I'm kind of deciding how much of that yellow I want showing at the top. So I decided to kind of measure it, and I want to say I took another 2 3/4 off the top, and that just allows more of that yellow to shine out from behind my photos. So this is the paper that I said I mentioned I had gotten out of my stash. I did not want to waste a white daisy piece of cardstock. So again, I just go to my paper pads, pick out what pattern papers I don't think I'm going to use, and then use them. 1, to cut out my die cuts, but then 2, like this, kind of as a base, just to piece all of these strips of paper together. So I'm going to tape all those down and then kind of get to laying down my photos as well. with the scrapbooking workshops, you will sometimes get either exclusive papers like that sunburst paper, or sometimes exclusive embellishments that you can only get with the workshops, which I think are great. I honestly think I bought all three scrapbooking workshops for all of there's three collections in the new catalog, and I loved the layout on all of them. I'm pretty sure I bought all three of the scrapbooking workshops for this catalog. I just They're just so easy to put together. Like I said, you don't have to think about it. You just kind of follow the instructions, and just a good way, one, if you're in a slump like I've been, or two, don't have much time but want a scrapbook. You just go on, or a beginner. This is perfect for a beginner as well. So this one came with the sticker sheet and the rubber stamp stickers, I believe, or the rubber embellishment stickers. And so I decided again just to pop different things up on some foam tape. So you saw that I did the middle photo up on some foam tape that just add water. I added as well. And then they wanted you to use part of this zip strip here. It's some sunshines, and so I just wanted to see how long they wanted me to cut that. I struggled with this a little bit with the placement. I wanted them to overlap, so I laid them down, and then it didn't overlap enough, and I picked it up numerous times to get the placement just right for what I liked. So once I get that done, honestly, the embellishing is just so easy because you just follow the picture and place them where they have them. So there's these little flip-flops that are going to go in that little corner. This endless summer ticket in the top right. I forgot about the little umbrella there. And the rubber stamps I will show you in just a second. First, I think there was a couple of different like starfish, I want to call them, that they wanted us to put at the top, or an arrow too, and I popped that arrow up on some foam tape. But the little rubber pieces are so cute, and I was worried about them being thick, but they're pretty thin. I don't think they would be much thicker than like your foam tape, which I really appreciated. So I decided not to make you watch me piece together page 1 as well, because it is the exact same as page 2. So now with my photos here, I think I keep these photos the same size that they suggest on their layout. So I have this one here. My son found this piece of seaweed. Honestly, it almost felt like spaghetti. I just thought it was so funny. And so I decided to make that the 4x6 photo, because there wasn't really a way to cut that down. So you saw there that I brought in that stencil. It's a brand new stencil, and I was kind of just showing, if you only had that 4x6 photo, the stencil would have been a great way to get your title in there. There was a big space to the right there if you only had that one photo, to use that stencil. So I kind of wanted to highlight that as well. Just another way you could change up the layout a little bit. Plus, I haven't used them yet, but I'm very excited to use those stencils. There's some layering pieces for the stencils for different colors and whatnot, and so I can't wait to kind of dig into those. So I am going to place my photos down. I wanted to make sure they were kind of in enough, because there is going to be that sign, I guess I'll call it, down to the bottom of that photo, and I didn't want too much covered up, and I want to make sure that I could fit the entire sign on the layout. I did forget too that I do have a little bit of overage, I guess I can call it, because this is not a 12x12 size here. I could have gone over the layout, over the page a little bit, because that capri is behind it. So once I get that done, we are just about done. It's just the finishing touches of embellishing page 1. They had this little arrow. I could have done without it. It's the only the only embellishment in that. I can't even call it a cluster because it's the only one. So I could have done without that arrow there. I still put it on there because it was on the layout. um, and then I kind of struggled with this one. I wanted the beach day to be up on some foam tape. Let me tell you, the stickers are very sticky. I had a hard time getting them off my fingers to place the foam tape, but I just used the foam tape, cut it into different sizes, just so that the majority of the backside was covered with the foam tape. I just kind of wanted that to, because it is the title, pop up off the page, draw some more attention to it, I guess. So once we get this all done, I'm going to place that to, I guess, the top right of page 1, like the instructions have, or that photo on the instructions. And then really just finish off the embellishing. There's that little seashell and the sunglasses. Again, some of the stars, the rubber stars, the starfish. They did have journaling that they wanted to the top left of page 2. However, I decided, because my photo was longer or higher on the page, I didn't really like it there, so I decided to do my journaling, and I actually place it at the bottom right there. I believe in the photos you can see where I placed it. So that is going to finish that off. I will have a link down below for the scrapbooking workshop for Beach Party, because this is only one of, like I said, 3 layouts that you get with the workshop. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.